Hey, what's up? Glad you're here. Gonna have some coffee. I've got my coffee. It's not very exciting today, though. It just says Mister. You call this my Valentine's cup. Jeannie's got one that says Mrs. But not very exciting. I'll try to come up with a little better one for my next video. I hadn't done a video for you in a while. I started eating some protein bars. And my face was like totally broke out, and it's still a little kind of red today. So I haven't done any videos for a while, and I figured you probably didn't want to look at all that. But I have a really important lesson for you today. I call it a lesson. Sounds kind of boring, but and I didn't know what the heck to call it. When I'm working at 5:30 in the morning, sometimes my brain don't want to work, so I decided to call it Fun with World Arbitrage. And let me just tell you a little story. When I got out of the service and came back to Arkansas, me and my brother decided to go in this money-making venture together. And it's kind of a hobby. We started detailing cars. And what you can get for detailing a car, basically you give them a wash and a wax, and you do the carpet real well. And California was really big, but Arkansas wasn't too big in detailing cars then. But you could hardly get anything for detailing a car like 45 or 90 bucks. So what we did is we started talking to different auto dealerships, and we actually got a couple buddies that went down to the Fort Smith auto auction. And I think it was on a Wednesday or a Thursday night they went down there. What they would do is go down there and they would buy cars real cheap at the auto auction, and then they would drive them back up from Fort Smith to Russellville and sell them at their car lot. Well, what our brilliant idea was is to go down there and buy a car that for about 800 to 1,000 bucks or so that was in need of some basically TLC, and then we'd drive it back to our shop. We'd get it all detailed out, and we'd take it back on the following week and sell the car and try to make a little bit of profit. And it usually worked pretty good. To give you one example, I don't remember the exact numbers because it's been a few years ago. It was back in '97, I think. But what we did is we went down one Wednesday and we got an old, I think it was 1989 or late 80s Crown Victoria. And these are the ones that had little split windows in the back. And I think we got it for about $700 or $800. I know we drove it back and we gave it a really nice detailed job, buffed it out, polished it out, cleaned up the engine. And we drove it back the following week. And we ended up selling it for 1,200 bucks. I know that for sure, that number for sure. We made about 400 bucks or so off of the deal, which was about 4 times what we normally get for a detail job. But here's what's really interesting is the gentleman that we sold it to, about all that he bought are Crown Victorias. He liked the older cars with a split window in the back. And what he would do is buy 10 or 12 of those, and he'd put them on a hauler on his rig, and he would haul them all down to Mexico. And so he bought ours for 1,200 bucks, and he told me that he usually gets around $2,000 for them. So he'd buy them here in Arkansas and haul them down to Mexico. Now, I don't know who he was selling to down in Mexico. They wanted the little split windows in the back. He said that was one of the big things they wanted, I guess, so they could kind of like peek out when they're in the back seat or whatever. But he happened to know that I could buy these cars here for around $1,000 and take them down and drive them down to Mexico and make a profit off of those. And that's really nothing new. If you're in the know, these kind of things have been in existence for a long, long time. When you look at all the stuff that says made in China, there's companies and fellas and guys and gals that know how to buy stuff in China. They're in the know. They know the importing and exporting restrictions, and they know how to get them here. They buy them for pennies and sell them for dollars. So there's a whole lot of opportunities that exist like that for you right now. One of them you may not have thought about, but is available to you, is I'm pretty sure that you are aware that you can go out and have articles written for $3, $5, $6, $7 an article by hiring folks out of the Philippines or out of India or out of the Dominican Republic, or even here in the U.S., concentrating on some of the local cities that have kind of been hard hit by the recession here. I have a gal working for me right now. I don't pay her $7 an article, pay her a little bit more. But I have a gal working for me right now from Georgia who writes me articles. But so you can buy a commodity at one price, and I'm sure you've probably heard of Elance and Odesk and so on and so forth. Now what you got to do is find a marketplace that's willing to buy it from you at a higher price, right? Buy low and sell high. let me give you one place where you can go. The last time I checked, I found 415 people wanting articles written, and this was at Craigslist. And that's the classified site. Now, it takes a little bit of doing to search every city, but Craigslist, I found all kinds of people wanting articles written. And some of them were cheap. Some only wanted to pay like $5 or $7. But there's a lot of companies like travel websites that were paying $25 and $50 per article. So what you do is you go and search Craigslist, look for people that want articles. Typically what you'll do is go to the, what's the category? It's in gigs, G-I-G-S, called gigs, like a job. And then there's a writer's gig. And look in the writer's gig, and you can search for people that want article writers. You probably find some other stuff too, like people that want reports written or website copy or what have you. But what you can do is find the people to do that work for you real cheap, and then you can sell that commodity. Okay? So that's one idea for you. I also want to make sure you're aware of a huge opportunity that's already happening right now. You're probably aware that money markets now are like 1.5% per year. I know it sucks for me. And I'm looking for places to put my excess capital. And I am not the only person like that. There's lots of folks right now getting ready to retire. In fact, the biggest population boom ever, the baby boom, these folks are all going to be looking for places to put their cash when they retire. Because here's the thing. Let's imagine ourselves as a baby boomer for a minute. We've worked hard all of our lives. We've saved up our money into a nest egg. Let's say that we've got $250,000. Well, are we going to be able to live for the rest of our life off the $250,000? Probably not. So here's their options, what they're looking at right now. They can go out and they can buy a McDonald's franchise and basically work their butts off for the rest of their life, because it costs money and it takes time to work that McDonald's franchise. Or they can look for another vehicle to put their money where it's going to work harder for them. The problem is the stock market's taking a tank. The real estate market don't look so great anymore. There's some opportunities out there, but it's pretty scary to get involved in the real estate market. So there's a lot of places, a lot of people that are looking to put their funds, and even more in the future. And what you have to do, that's you. What you have to do is be in the know of a commodity that you can sell them, where you can buy it for pennies and sell it for dollars. Okay? And I'm going to put a link right underneath this video here. And I've already sent a couple messages to you. I'd like you to go visit Ryan. Ryan Moran, he stayed at my house here for a little while. And he has been doing this for the last couple years. And I would like you to go take a look at what he's got for you right now. I know I'm being kind of secretive and stuff, but I don't want you to prejudge this. Just visit the link underneath here. You're going to find a commodity that you can basically pick up for pennies at one marketplace, just like my brother and I did with the car, and then sell it at a different marketplace. Now, we had to do a lot of work fixing this car up. But there's another smarter guy. All you had to do is buy the car and be in the know of where to sell it in Mexico. There's opportunity that exists like that for you right now. Check out the link below. I hope this video, whether you go and check out that link below, has been helpful for you. And I'm keeping the coffee warm for you. Take care.